Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Black Rabbit here, coming at you with a settings video. I want to say a quick little shout out to my homie, Mr. Spyro, who's also a content creator, really good player, one of the GOATs, in my opinion, up and coming. But yeah, shout out to him. He the one that recommended this video. I was already gonna do a settings video, but he really gave me that push to get this shit done. So I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you. So we just gonna jump right into it. I'll go right into quick settings. Alright, so my horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity is a 5. I used to play on the 6 in Modern Warfare 3. Um, I felt working on sniping and stuff like that helped a little bit better in Modern Warfare 3 because I used to play AR and snipe. So a 6 sensitivity helped me keep the balance between the ARs and sniping. But on this game, I do a lot more AR, some machine gun plays, so I feel like a 5.5 is pretty perfect. That helps with my hip firing and my aiming. It keeps me pretty centered. Alright, so we're gonna go to field of view. I play on 120 now. I used to play on 100 in Modern Warfare 3. But I feel 120 is a lot better in this game because like you can see a lot more of what's going on your peripheral. You could get your right and left, peripheral up. That'll help you out with a lot of gunfights. You can see, people coming up on the left or the right of your screen a lot faster with this setting. So I kind of go with that. These audio settings right here, pretty much master volume, voice chat volume, stuff like that. We're going to get into that in a little bit though, but I want to jump into a little bit of the controller settings. So we went through the sensitivity and stuff like that. Okay, but the button layout. My button layout, I basically play on tactical flipped. If you don't know what tactical flipped is, uh, you flip your trigger buttons. So I aim with the left and the right R1 buttons, uh, and I use my tactical and lethals with the L2 R2. Um, and I flipped my crouching button and melee button, so that enables me to uh, use the Omni movement a lot more easier. I can use Omni movement with my R3 joystick, so if you ever see me slide and hit fire or dive or something like that, it's because of that setting. Uh, I've been playing like that since probably Modern Warfare 2, the original. I forgot who kind of put me onto that, but ever since I've been using it, that's just like been my play style. I like to play tactical. I like to drop shot. I like to slide, hit fire. I like to dive, hit fire, stuff like that. So, like again, like I said, if you ever see me doing stuff like that in game, like this is the reason. I used to play on paddles on my P4. I don't have paddles right now, but I plan to get some probably eventually. But I just haven't found like a good attachment. I found like some paddles, but you pretty much got to take your controller apart to kind of put that shit together. So I don't really want to do that. I don't want to risk messing up my PlayStation 5 controller. I only have one right now, so not really going to mess with that too much. Let's see. My controller vibration is off. Again, that helps with my aim and in gunfights. If you have this on, that'll throw off your aiming. As soon as somebody's shooting you, your flinch is going up, your vibration is just all crazy. So that'll just help you out a lot with aiming and staying steady and focused in the middle of gunfights. My dead zone inputs, I don't have any dead zone inputs currently on it, but I do have stick drift on my right analog stick because I just been grinding. Shit's crazy. But I didn't really tweak this. I can kind of play with the stick drift because it's not that bad. Although sometimes like I can kind of drift way to the left, where it's like what the hell. So if you see me like 360 or do something crazy in the middle of a map where I just like spin around 360 or whatever, that's like me trying to manually fix my stick drift. But I didn't feel like messing with any of these settings. I don't feel like it's super duper necessary. Like I said, I could play with it. It's not that much of an issue for me. And if it becomes a major issue, I'll probably just end up getting a new controller soon anyway. Let's see. The aiming. I think this stuff is pretty much default. I left all of that alone. Sprinter says off, man twist says off, croucher says off, corner slice on. Corner slicing is just like you peeking a little bit when you're at a corner. I kind of use that to my advantage from time to time. Uh, my slide dive behavior is tap to slide. I believe this is default, but I'm just used to tapping the slide and holding the dive. Like I don't really like to isolate the dive only or the slide only or the hybrid or whatever. I really am used to just tap to slide. I slide a lot, but although I do dive on certain kills, like if you see me dive, I'm cognizant of holding the right analog stick R3 to dive for me because I play tactical. So if you see me doing shit like that, like I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm used to playing with that setting on, so I left that. Uh, let's see, combat, aim down sight. That's default. Okay, this right here, I changed out to double tap ADS. I believe they put wall mounting when they first started that. I believe that was Vanguard, if I'm not mistaken. But ever since they put weapon mount in the game, I've always double tapped ADS. I feel like it's a lot faster to do. I can keep my hands exactly where I need them to be aiming and shooting at the proper timing. I don't have to press L1 and circle to do it. I can keep my thumb on my R3 analog stick. And like I said, it keeps me engaged on everything I'm doing because I don't have to move around too much, to press circle or whatever. My armor plate behavior, I put on apply all, even though I don't really play Warzone as much. It's not really my favorite game mode. I keep this on. My C4 detonation, I choose one by one because sometimes I like to throw one, boom, set that shit off. Throw another one, boom, set that off. Some people use all at once, but if you do all at once, you gotta throw both of them. If I have two lethals on, like you have to throw both. Like, and I don't like to have to, do that just to get a kill. I want it to be instant, like just throwing them out. Straight C4 sandwiches, Shout out to my man Mark and J, man. I really miss that dude. The C4 sandwiches, man. It's crazy. I don't know why my bro quit, but it is what it is, man. We still love you, Jay. Alright, let's see, my equipment behavior. Right now I have press to hold. I might switch that if I get into like a Warzone match or whatever, something like that. Occasionally. Alright, let's go straight to the graphics. Let's see, boom. Motion blur, I turned that off. Weapon blur, turned that off. This stuff really keeps you right on point with your aiming and everything. You don't really want motion blur. You want to be able to make fast movements and see clearly, So that's why I have those off. Depth of field is on for me. I believe I left most of this stuff on default. I changed these two. Okay, right here. Okay, the field of view 120. I explained that earlier. Um, your first person camera movement. I put this down to the least. Most definite down to the least. You want when you're getting shot at or a grenade's thrown or something's happening on a map that's causing everything to kind of earthquake, you want to keep this down to the minimum so that doesn't affect you as much. Stuff like that will throw off a gunfight. Trust me and believe me. Like if you in the middle of a gunfight and a grenade gets thrown or something like that, and your player's shaking and flinching, and it'll mess you up. I keep my flashbang on the white screen because technically it doesn't really bother me. Like I'm used to just seeing flash grenades go off, whatever. It's Call of Duty. Some people turn it on, and turning it on will turn your flashbangs black. Some people like that. They prefer that over like the white shine. But for me, like I said, that doesn't really affect my gameplay. It doesn't affect my eyesight. Uh, I think everything in here is pretty much the same. This might be default. I believe so, but I put this on affected right here. It zooms according to your field of view setting, so that pretty much helps me out. It get close up on the gun. You can kind of zoom in with your weapons that you're using. Okay, for audio. All right, let's go here real quick. My master gain volume's on 96. That's like sounds, footsteps, grenades, all of that stuff. So you kind of want to keep that at least a little bit up so you could kind of hear what the hell's going on in the game. Uh, I think most of this stuff is pretty much default, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, now voice chat. We're gonna get right into voice chat. All right. First off, man, voice chat. I turn voice chat volume down. Um, Me personally, I don't like my voice being loud. I don't want to hear other people's voices loud. And the reason why most of these players have super loud mics is because they don't come to the settings and set this stuff up. A lot of times, like people don't really have shitty mics. They have shitty mic settings. Like I keep my open mic sensitivity down really low. Like I keep mine at 10. Like most people, they have theirs super fucking high. So it's like, imagine it being on 100 and you hear some dude's fucking mom cooking steak and eggs in the kitchen. It's like ridiculous. So you can test your mic this way. Test 1 2 1 2. You could kind of hear like where my vocal is at with these settings. I'm sorry if there's an echo or whatever. I apologize for that if it was a slight echo, but that was just like a quick mic test or whatever. You know, I think we're pretty much good here. We're gonna go right to the interface. Global settings. I believe most of this stuff is default. Most of this stuff relatively is default. Uh, Most of this is default. This is readability, sound effects. I mean, subtitles and stuff like that. Whatever. Okay, here we gotta talk about this, man. We gotta talk about the mini map shape. Some people still have their mini map on circle. What are you doing? I believe the square allows you to see a lot more of the map. I seen even Skunk plays with a circle, and he's like, "What the fuck? I can't see anything with this setting." So I believe even he's gonna switch off to the square. Hopefully he does pretty soon. Shout out to Skunk. It's one of my favorites to watch. Him and Shotzi. Shout out to Optic. But you want to put these You want to put these settings on, man. These settings right here, this is really going to help your minimap knowledge. If you look at your minimap, you'll see like if your teammates die, you see death skulls on the screen. You'll see lines on the corners of the mini map, and those are showing that other players are spawning. Like you'll see red lines. I don't change my settings for uh, enemies' names and stuff like that. I don't really change those, so mine's are red. So if you see those red lines on your mini map, that's showing that players are spawning. They're spawning in certain areas, and that's your cue to kind of go check that out. Go make sure you can actually see your mini map. Uh, let's see. Anything else? Crosshairs on for sure. Okay, now crosshairs, your center dot scale. If you look to the left, you see that super small dot. Some people play with that, and hey, if you do, more power to you. That's what's up. Me playing on a 120 field of view, I like a larger center dot scale. It helps with my aiming a lot. Uh, for the most part, I can get that dot right on the player immediately, center mass or headshot, depending on the distance. I can tap shoot for more accuracy or burst fire, whatever you want to call it. Um, for the most part, I believe most of these are still the same. My crosshairs are white, obviously. I kept that set in the default. Um, let me see. This is mostly kill feed stuff. I kept all of that stuff on. There's equipment info, all of this stuff. I kept everything at default. But I might do a private match after this or whatever, just to show you guys what I meant about the mini map, and I want to go over probably like a couple of tips on just how to read your mini map, how to know where to go, how to choose the right routes to get to the players, and stuff like that. So I just want to go over that real quick. But so far I believe this is the end of the settings video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe. And see in the next video. Peace out.